Hey folks, Lindsey Huddleston bring you another edition of the Monday Motivation. Trying to enjoy this beautiful weather outside. I apologize if you saw another version of this, maybe two other versions, and you were commenting and supporting it, but because it was outside, it came out really granular on Facebook Live. So I just wanted to put another piece out because sometimes if the visual isn't clear, people may not even want to listen. It's a message I want you to get. So thank you again for the many, many birthday wishes. I'm still responding to those wishes. I think that's an example of social media being used in a positive way when you can send great messages, and I'm so thankful. I'm just trying to be as authentic as possible as I respond to the social media notes, the phone calls, and the text messages. That's very, very cool. I appreciate everyone for sharing. Was able to take my family to Toronto for a quick weekend, which was great. I'll talk about that in a second. But also want to go back and do a quick recap in sports. First of all, Moneyball set off this week. Last week, that is Thursday, over at Aim High. We had a great time. We had some of the Moneyball favorites in the building, the Miles Bridges in the building, Kay Felder in the building. All of the Michigan State guys are in the building, and it's going to be a great time. Also, to recap a week in sports, the Rocket Mortgage Classic was the big PGA event in Detroit. The Detroit Golf Club is a beautiful place. I've been there, I haven't played there, but I'm sure everyone's going to be trying to get over there. And it was a great event from all that I hear. And I believe it's Nate Lashley ended up winning. Won a purse of about $1.3 million. And that's something I'm going to talk about a little while in a moment, but that's pretty cool that he had that. Also, in free agency, big moves. KD went to Brooklyn. I knew he was going to Brooklyn. I've been thinking about that for a while. I thought that was a good fit for him, considering what he wanted to do, where he wanted to be in that New York area. He's going to be joined by Kyrie Irving. A shout out to my guy, Chad Wilkerson, who put a post up, debating, was that a good move? For me, I think it was just a payday for both of those guys. Why not? They do have championships under their belt. And finally, D Rose is coming to Detroit. It's going to be a Piston. I think that's a great thing. I think Detroit's mentality, the city itself, and the team work ethic is really a good match for him. That blue-collar style and that comeback kid mentality. You're going to be seeing a lot of Derek over at University of Detroit Mercy. To my understanding, his nephew has signed a letter of intent. He's going to be coming on board too. So that's great. So before we get into the other things, I wanted to say that I was coming back from Toronto. My wife had a restaurant in Ferndale she wanted to go to, the Red Olive. It was really nice. They have locations all over Metro Detroit. So we stopped in there, had a great meal, heading down 9 Mile West, getting to make my way back to Lansing. Of course, I see a familiar face off to my side as I'm driving by the gas station, and I haven't whipped the car around in years. And I did, and I pulled up on my guy Desmond Ferguson. D. Ferg was in the building. He was getting ready for his basketball camp, which is taking place today at Tyndall Recreation Center on 7 Mile in Detroit near Meyer. It's going to be a great day today and tomorrow. So get your young people out there. If anything, just go out and support Desmond. He's doing some great things, not only in Lansing, but in Detroit. And you want to support that brother. And he also said that he had just left the Wealthy store. Shout out to Cuddles Hopkins. We have met each other very briefly. He was supporting Saginaw, the Saginaw Bearcats when I was in Saginaw. Shout out to Coach Kevin Marshall. And I definitely want to support that brother and his brand, Wealthy. You see him all over the place. He's motivated. And definitely want to shout out to him. But that kind of speaks to my theme today. As I look at my time, I want to stay within the 10-minute mark. Dreams, goals, aspirations. One of the lines from Nipsey Hussle's friend Jay Stone's song, The Marathon Continued. That stuck with me, that sticks with me. So as we talk about our dreams, goals, and aspirations, I think it's very important that we don't make them all about money. I'm going to just reach over here for a second and grab this newspaper article. When I was in Toronto, as I always do when I go to a different city, I pick up the paper. And I read a horrible story. Sherman's son clashed over business decisions, sources say. Slain billionaire son raised doubts about father's strategy and competence, insiders say. Well, this young man was, this billionaire, at age 73, was found murdered in his home. He was strangled to death, he and his wife, worth $4.7 billion. And if you ask me, without being slanderous, I think his son was involved if his son didn't even do it. His son was 32 years old, had been disagreeing with the dad about his business practices. But the dad said something very interesting in the article, obviously before he passed. He said, son, I make these investments and I do these things, and sometimes you don't make a lot of money or you lose. But from what I learned by following my gut, I end up making more going forward. So what I'm saying is, as it relates to your dreams, goals, and aspirations, people, if you're not following your gut with what you want to do, the money alone won't do it. Because as I talk about the winner of the Rocket Mortgage Classic now losing his family in a plane crash, and he talks about how that affects him every day. Even Dan Gilbert couldn't even be at the Rocket Mortgage Classic that he worked so hard to bring to Detroit because of his health. Had a brief opportunity to meet Dan Gilbert earlier this year in East Lansing at the Michigan State basketball game, the Breslin Center. The Cleveland Cavaliers played the Detroit Pistons, and my friend Kobe Altman got me some credentials, so I was down there in the tunnel. Just said a brief hello to him, but you can see that he was kind of haggard, Dan Gilbert, that is. He was a nice guy, he spoke, he shared pleasantries, but you can see he was carrying so much. Now, he's a billionaire, and so many of us will say, oh, if I can be a multi-millionaire or a billionaire, we have these financial goals, which we should have. Shout out to Forrest Boyer, Security and Financial Advisor of the Great Lakes. He's my guy. He'll get you straight, but you should have goals, but don't make it all about the money. Because you see here terrible tragedies happens with billionaires getting killed, having strokes. And you may say, well, I don't want the billions. Give me $1 million, give me 100,000. But my point being, make your money. But that trip I took to Canada, to Toronto with my family, it wasn't about money. It was about having those times and those experiences and those precious moments. And sometimes we forget that when we're chasing the money. I got in late yesterday, was up to about 2 a.m. chopping up videos. I'm going to send a few videos out today, and got back up at 6:30 a.m. My good friend Kevin Swift always said, Lindsay, you be up early, man, what's going on? But I'm just motivated. And I want you to have that same kind of motivation too. Now some of you may say, I'm not motivated for this job, I hate this job. Well, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Well, I got to pay my bills. I understand. But between your job and your family, are you working on what you want to work on? I made that commitment years ago. Many of you know my story. I'm able to sit out here to relax a little bit and share this message. So without getting too lost in that, as we talk about our dreams, goals, and aspirations, I just really hope that you are living those things right now. And if you haven't, that you're willing to take a step to start. As I always say, check the box. Small steps along the way to help you there. If you're someone who's competing as an athlete and you're not happy with the times that you have or the points that you're scoring, just know that every day won't be your best day. But you have to keep working at it all the time, and you're going to have that breakthrough. And if anything, the joy and the success comes in doing what you love. So again, money is important. It has a place. I knew how important money was when I was in corporate America, 6-figure plus income and all that kind of stuff. And that's great. And that's really important. But my stomach would hurt every time my BlackBerry would ring. I punched a hole in the wall. My wife said, baby, you don't need to be here. You need to find something else to do. Now with that comes a struggle. But with life, there's a struggle. Sometimes the struggle is just to walk down the street. But my point being is, your dreams, goals, and aspirations need to be about things that are more fulfilling than just $1. It's about having great experiences, doing what you love to do, and helping others. So with that, folks, I won't keep you too long. Got about 2 minutes left. Again, thank everyone for the birthday wishes. Shout out to Toronto. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. It showed me and my family nothing but love while I was there. I think that's something that we all can strive to be like. Can you be an ambassador for your city? Can you be an ambassador for your state, your country? Can you just be an ambassador, period? That when someone comes in contact with you, they feel welcome. That when someone sees you, they're kind of inspired. After having 43 revolutions around the sun, all I want to do is be an inspiration to others. I must say I'm living my best life, and it's not to brag, it's not to make you look at your life and question it, but it's really to say you can do it too. And that's why I'm motivated to share that with you today. So with that, I hope this Monday motivation can be an inspiration to you. God bless you all. Thank you for supporting me and my brand and my movement. And the marathon continues, baby. Thank you very much and have a great day. Peace.